We know there are lots of brands out there that are simply off the rack. And then there's brands that are made with lots of love and come from a super special place. Today, we're looking at the work of Leila Jinnah. I know that you work as a milliner designer and multimedia artist. Just tell us a little bit more about yourself and about your brand.
So I moved to New York 10 years ago with dreams of being involved in the fashion industry. And I was always like very into getting magazines and just learning about that sort of thing. And I had big dreams of being a designer. And then I think when you get here and you start learning about the industry, a lot is disillusioned, and you start learning about the ins and outs of everything and how everything really works. So when I was starting to leave college and think about my future, I apprenticed a couple of designers, and I really wanted to just like absorb as much information as possible. And then I decided that I wanted to create my own things because I had this like thing in me that I just had to get out. And it became really important to me to make people feel good, make people feel beautiful and just like cool, and, provide them with a product that will help them do that.
I know that you talk about your heritage and your upbringing has like been a big part of the brand and the products that you make. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I was always raised in this like very multicultural household where there wasn't really like one culture that we subscribed to that led us. So it was always like I was always able to find my own way through things. Nothing was really ever like forced upon me. So that really allowed me to start my journey, I think, as an artist as well as a person. I love to pull from my British heritage, from my Indian heritage, and use these like symbols and powers and that sort of thing to create things that I think are beautiful and different, and again, like just make the person wearing them like feel really special.
Okay, so we are going to talk about this baby here, the Demon Halo headband. So cute.
Thank you.
Oh, of course. Tell us a little bit about like the inspiration behind this.
Been working with like these kinds of shapes of making like halos and that sort of thing, and this piece just very naturally came out of my brain. I had sourced these like cool bases, and I was just like playing around with trims and letting it come out naturally. And to me, this one looks more like dripping blood, which I like. It's kind of dark, but it's still like beautiful and feminine. And I think that it just can add something really fun to any outfit. Like I would wear this with like black sweatpants and a black t-shirt and like crazy makeup, and I would feel super cool. But you could also wear it with like a gown.
What is like the production to make a piece like this? Do you make these from scratch? How do you make something so fabulous?
For this piece in particular, I've used a couple of different beaded trims and laid them down on this headband base. And I love this shape. I use this shape a lot. And then I basically do the production on these pieces myself. But with something like this, it's really just like the careful hand wrapping of all the lines, and it's really just like a very delicate process. So it's very slow, but it comes out beautifully, and I love like spending the time to make that happen. All that kind of stuff is really important to me. I just think that like as a society, we don't always think about where things are being made and who's weaving that fabric, who's gluing those crystals, who's doing this and that. Like, do they have health insurance? Do they get a lunch break? Do they, just stuff like that. I don't think people really think about it. So when I work with my manufacturers, I make sure to check in on, how they're doing and make sure that they're making enough money and all that sort of thing. And I really just try and make it a thing about people.
Wow, it is amazing to see how people are changing the world and advancing the conversation through their work and design. I am definitely getting behind this brand, and I think you guys should too. Thanks so much for joining us on Spending Power. See you guys next time.